其实加在这儿就可以。
好看一点，看一点。这儿就可以。好看一点。我说这个拿了一大坨，好丑哦。9、8、
大家好，我是贵州广播电视台主持人程旭。美丽的贵州赤水，在这里呢，我们动静将会携手。
We are very pleased to be joined with our friends here, meeting all of you, and joined with our friends from CJTN. So it's a great pleasure joining all of you at CJTN, and this is Chishui, and this is also my hometown. So welcome to my very beautiful hometown. It's very beautiful scenery, and so here we're at your hometown. You can give us some introduction of your hometown. So today we have a special task, and we have a friend who locked herself or himself in deep in the mountains. So let's say hello to them. And we have two coaches here. One is Yang Haizhong and the other is Liu Fei. And Yang Haizhong has been a coach for quite a number of years, and he has personally trained a lot of paddlers. So how long have you been playing stand-up paddling? 5 to 6 years. So 5 to 6 years. So my friend is gonna join us later. We're gonna do some stand-up paddling, and later today we are going to visit some mysterious place. And we have a giant waterfall over there, and we're gonna unlock the beauty the scenery has there, and it's a very beautiful scenery. We're gonna play the stand-up paddling right at the foot of the waterfall, and that's gonna be very exciting, and it's a rare opportunity. You can see already we have a couple of stand-up paddlers. We're standing up on the paddling board, and what's important is that we get immersed in nature and truly enjoy these sports as well as the mother nature. We also call it SUP, which actually stands for stand-up paddling. So you just need to stand up on a paddle and use the paddle to stroke forward. So today we are at Chishui City. We are at one scenic spot, so it's very beautiful, you can already see. And it's not just here. Behind us we have another place which is even more attractive and picturesque. We have a waterfall, we have a giant pond where you see a lot of water and it's very deep. So later we're gonna see how Coach Haidong will lead us to this tour, and he has been a champion, and he's gonna bring us on a very interesting tour in this very beautiful place. All right. let's go to the other place.
拍拍他们划桨的，然后我就叫他们进去。啊。
这个是我们的第一个景区，叫飞蛙瀑。
啊，对，飞蛙岩瀑布。
飞蛙岩瀑布，哎，一会儿咱们从那边去看一下，它就侧面就像。
So this is our first stop. It's called the Feiwa Cliff Waterfall, and so do they have a position? Yes. Yeah. Why don't you say hello to our cameraman? All right. Later we're gonna see each other on board.
我要不是带着话筒的设备，我都想一起去体验。
一会儿有机会了，一会儿我们就
带去是啊，去体验。
一会儿有机会了，一会儿。
哎，是啊，这个飞蛙岩瀑布，我觉得别的什么，就是咱们可以在这个上头啊，这个坝区一块去走一走，看看这个风景，我觉得很不错。
对，可以。
好，欢迎各位同步进行直播，也欢迎大家啊！这个小红巾，这生态太好了。
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in our program, and please click the like button on your screen. And each time I come here, I feel very soothing and relaxed, and I already feel very excited before we start our activity. And so this is the Chishui water, and so we are actually at a very high altitude, and we also have learned that the Chishui water has a very significant vertical drop. It has a vertical drop of maybe 500 meters. So that is why on a Chishui water you see a lot of waterfalls like this. And I have learned that it has 300 different sizes of tributaries, and those water they go through the bamboo forests.
就已经体验到了，就是这种犀牛。
So I have been here a couple of times, and I have learned the beautiful scenery that is featuring streams, bamboos. I brought my paddling board here, and I have already experienced how beautiful this place is. And you know, when you're paddling on the water on both sides, you can see a lot of bamboos, and the water quality is also very good. And you may see a little bit red color of the water, but this is because of the soil here. And whenever it rains, the water will bring some very tiny sand particles to the water, and so the sand is in red, so that is why we have a little bit red color in the water. So let's walk and talk. So I like sports. So you talked a little bit, and I think one of the special things about paddling is that you could enjoy the sports, and in the meantime enjoy the good scenery, enjoy the mother nature. And so each time you come here, you enjoy this place. But can you give us some consideration why you choose this place? Well, because number one, it has very stable surface of the water, and you can wander through different waterways, and you feel that you're truly part of nature, and it's very much immersed into the mother nature environment, and so it's a very special feeling. So the paddling board, what is the relation? You know, how is that related to a surfing board? So all the boarding activity originated from surfing board, and here in the mainland we have ponds and lakes and waterways. We don't have oceans, we don't have big waves, so that is why we have paddling board in the mainland. So all the boarding or the paddling activity or sports comes from Hawaii? Correct. Because in the mainland or in the hinterland you cannot surf the waves, you cannot do surfing board, and so that is why we have come up with a lot of deviations to just mimic the surfing board, and a lot of people love this sport, so they spread this sports to different localities, and this time we are bringing the SUP to Chishui River. So this is a very beautiful place. So it's the place where we can get most close to nature. So how many times have you been here? Well, I have been here a couple of times, but most of the times I was not paying attention to the very beautiful sceneries, but once I got truly immersed. Well, I do a lot of business trips here, and I learned that Chishui is the hometown to bamboos and to waterways, and you can take a look at the bamboos here. So it actually fills your eyes. You know, wherever you look, you can see a lot of bamboos on the horizon, and the forest coverage rate has reached 97.6%.
10倍啊！就是市一级的话哈，感觉应该算这个还得求证一下。
Sorry， 程序，我要好，滑到这边来，我们和他们打个招呼吧。
好的，好的。前面他们上得了岸吗？
可以，
可以的。
我觉得让他们在这儿玩一会儿，我们一块慢慢的滑进去吧。你觉得怎么样？滑进去？对，一块滑进去。滑进去？对。可以吗？我就这样，我们的摄像能够一起滑进去吗？可能，我要是跟你们滑进去。
So we are gonna slide in, and so this is a very beautiful trail, and so let's find our friends. Well, on our way there, you can give us more introduction. So SUP is not just a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's a style of traveling. It's a sport that can bring you close to nature. So is it very difficult to play? Yes, a little bit. So, is the SUP an extreme sport? I think it's a way of entertainment. You have many different means to play that, and it's constantly evolving, and there are many different ways of playing with the stand-up paddling. And it depends on where you play. If you play on a very steady water surface, then it's just entertainment. And if you play on a very volatile water surface, then it can be considered as a extreme sport. So if you are just experiencing the SUP, you will first and foremost start with the very beginning stage, and then you gradually upgrade. So how do you like it? I like it a lot.
Oh, 安全分析啊，因为其实没什么水流，逆着水流的时候，它桨就可以划一划。对，它 你看有一点小流水嘛啊，所以它一定要用板子。
So when you go against the currents, it can be a little bit difficult, and so you have to use the paddle. You have to take a couple of strokes to go across the river.
我感觉我发现了，这个桨板运动它可以极限，也可以很休闲，也可以很养生。就这种就很休闲了，对吧？
So the paddling sport can be both entertaining and also
你可以躺着，你可以坐着，
sporty.
可以在里面打个坐，冥想一
And
下。
what's funny is that you can
哎，我突然想到了，
lie down yourself on a board, you can stand on the board, you can also go
感觉平时爱
very volatile, and so how do you like it?
没有想
Do you like fishing?
有
Yes.
哎，是对，我们得保护生态。
So do you enjoy the environment here?
Hello。
Yes.
好，我们前面岸上有很多这个游客在围观驻足，很好玩。然后就是桨板这项运动，刚才我就突然就在想，如果我可以这么玩的话，那么我在一个湖面
So
钓
I
鱼
was
啊，
thinking to myself that if I could play the SUP like this, imagine I'm in a
也可以在这个水面上
very big lake.
可以的。
I can do fishing on the water, and I can also take some photos, and
储存一些
I can also do some shooting. And so
需
because
滑的板子
the board is very wide, and you can even keep some of your equipment there, and you can even insert your fishing pole on the board, and so you can go
对，板子是有一些区别的。
board paddling. You can also go fishing.
上面的就在刚才那个位置。
So are you telling me that there are different boards? Yes.
这一片，
对，
我们是不是要在前面等？可能这一片那个就是
要不我们等着他们上岸，我们一块上去，还是怎样？
So I see a lot of people paddling here, and shall we wait for them to get on
今天这个生态太好了，
the land, and so we can maybe travel together?
对，
不错，这是我们家生态。
So this is very good environment today, and so we are having
的话，
very unstable signal, but we have very good scenery here.
水流还是因为开始有一点点小落差了啊。就这个水流的话，
So here we have the last mountain, and now you can see the vertical drop of the waterway.
走这边就是感受这个雨林环境，吸这样的氧气。今天我们来看这样的一个非常好玩的运动。
So it's also a lot of oxygen here.
一定，我带着来玩一啊，基础的。
嗨，对，是的，它是垫片子了吗？现在说。这会儿，别看，给大家看一下这边美景吧。
So you can enjoy the scenery here. You see the very lush bamboo forest.
我先介绍。一会儿或者东哥你有什么想说的，你就跟我说，
我就乱说。
谢谢。看来这一片儿差一些。下坡滑。等我回去，我去规定找你。
OK。
哎，那你们平时生活忙吗？
到夏天来会有一些忙。
为什么？
因为很多的爱好者、体验者会来到找到我们。我们会带他们做一些课程。
这样。
对。
So normally the busiest time of the year is summer because a lot of learners come to us and we have a lot of courses.
开始跟我说一下啊！开始跟我说一下啊！开始跟我说。
So we just passed a very large bamboo forest, so you can tell how good the environment here is, and so I can tell you again that we are here at Chishui, and it's renowned as the home of bamboos in China, and so here we have the forest coverage ratio of 97.6%, and wherever you see, to which direction that you turn, you see nothing but bamboos. So we encountered a passerby a couple of minutes ago, and they told us that there's a lot of fish in the water, and so the Chishui water is a tributary of the Yangtze River. It's the most well-preserved water in the Yangtze River system, and because it flows across mountains and valleys and places that is not polluted, so you can see that it's zero pollution. So what is your impression here? Well, my most striking impression is that it's very good environment, and so when you are playing SUP, when you sink the board and fell in the water and you wet your hair, but you still feel that it's very clean. You don't feel any dirty stuff on your hair, and it's just like taking a shower. So, well, I don't know if this is related to the quality of water, but if you do SUP in other places and you feel that your water is very dry after getting out from the water. So that is why I think that the water quality here is very good, and so we are here on a live program in Chishui water, and here we have the waterfall, and we're joined by our friends from CGTN because we're going to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival, and it's coming in about a couple of days, and so the Dragon Boat Festival cannot be celebrated without water, and that is why we're at the Chishui water, and today we're joined by a very excellent coach of SUP, Mr. Yang Haidong, and Yang Haidong and many of his friends will give us a lot of free training courses during the Dragon Boat Festival, and so I do look forward that many of you can come here on the Dragon Boat Festival. So from our camera, you can see that this is the waterfall number 4 in the Sidong concave. So why it is called the Baiyuntan? So I can only tell you when we get closer to the waterfall. Well, can we stop and wait a couple of minutes for our friends who are lagging behind? So maybe later we can bring our friends here and let them to stand up paddling here on this pond. Well, some people told me that this place is having this Dansha landscape. And the color of the earth is red. So that is why whenever it rains, the water is gonna take away the particles of the earth, which is in the color of red and light yellow, and that is why the water is also in that color. So that is my own understanding. But actually, the water quality is just superb, and it's just like shampoos, and because you can wet your hair, and when it's dried, and it doesn't feel any different from taking a shower. And so today, why not tell us something about the SUP, about this sport? Well, I think a lot of people have already experienced this, and there are many ways that you could experience the SUP, and the paddling board sport can be part of our lifestyle. And you can put it on your car, and you can go for a self-drive tour, and you can go to Chishui, and because in Guizhou Province you see a lot of waters, rivers, and ponds and lakes, and you need to spend the most of your life enjoying nature and enjoying life itself. Well, this is so true and so well said, and I like traveling, and what I feel most strongly is that I used to pay a visit to the Alps in France, and I see that during weekends all the families, they go skiing in a mountain, and I made a comparison to our way of enjoying the weekends. And after working for a whole week, we just spend a weekend staring at our cell phones for a rest. So Haidong was right. Haidong said that we could use the SUP as a sport to enrich our weekend life. So let's say I'm in Guiyang. Well, you just need to come here, and it won't take you more than 1 hour. So it's another scenic spot. Yes, because I used to live in Guiyang. I like the mountains and valleys, and 5 years ago I moved to Guiyang, and it's such a beautiful place, and I just want to enjoy life. So I just want to find a place, to find a means to enrich my life so that I can truly enjoy life. Well, that's very jealous, what you just said, and but still I have one concern. Well, I'm a swimmer. That's fine for me, but a lot of my friends, they don't know how to swim, and they have children. But is this game a good option for the children? Well, it's also very good sport for the children. And amongst my trainees, there were a lot of young people, and one of the trainees is only 3 years old, and even 3 years old, she was able to play the SUP, and there was another trainee, 3 years and a half, and she could also stand up on the paddling board. So I do believe that this is a lifestyle, and I want to share this lifestyle to many more friends. So as we were introducing that this can be an extreme sport. So how hard is it to get on the land? Well, it's difficult because the water is flowing against us and we have to overcome that. But it's great experience. So Haidong, why don't you give us some introduction? So she's my wife. She's named Fang Fang. So you have been playing together for quite a number of years, correct? Well, everybody has the hobby. But what's difficult is that when you get married, you cannot guarantee that your wife likes exactly the same thing that you do. So both of you are players of the SUP and you are both trainers of the stand-up paddling. So when you are teaching that, do you have some differences or disputes? No, we don't. And each summer we spend a lot of time training in the water and we fully communicate. So as you were seeing a while back that your children could even play, is there any worries as parents? No, not at all. Well, this is very interesting because you are telling the kids to be careful. You're telling them that safety matters, and this is very important. So here in Chishui water, we have a lot of very strong current. So how do you handle the very strong current in water? So with respect to the extreme sport of the SUP, you have to be very good at paddling the blade. So why don't we bring everybody here? Because this is a very good place, and so we have a live program going on here, and our slogan for this program today is called "Defy the Waves and Be Unstoppable." And later when we are gathered, and why don't we shout out this slogan in front of the camera? All right, later please shout into the microphone. All right. Here we go. Defy the waves and be unstoppable. So what is your name? Well, my name is Xiaofei. So how do you like it? It's great. Well, let's do that again. Defy the waves and be unstoppable. Alright, my name is Cheng Xu. And I'm the coach. My name is Haizhong. And my name is Xiaofei. And my name is Cheng Liang. My name is Xixi. So it's amazing because some of you just said that you want to have more experience here because here the water is more aggressive, more volatile, and you want to try a different surface of the water. And do you still want to try that? Are you serious? Do you really want to try the SUP here? Safety first. So because we are already in Chishui and we think that we have to get to the very bottom of the most beautiful spot of this river and enjoy the most of this place. So, alright, the coach Haidong is down there helping with the trainees. So, I'm now joined with this female guest, with the wife of Haidong. So, what did you try just now? So, we were just paddling against the water, and we spent a lot of efforts defying the water and defying the current, and we tried very hard to basically paddle upward because there is also this vertical drop, so which means that you need to paddle upward against the current, against the flow of the water. So we had a lot of encouragement amongst different players that we have to overcome ourselves. Well, this is the amazing part of the athletes, and Haidong just told me that he has a lot of friends who could join him in the exploration of nature, and this is the greatest part of sports. And so you just mentioned that you have a mutual encouragement, mutual support with your friends. This is amazing. Yes, because without your friends, you could easily abandon or give up the sport. All right, so we have. So we saw this woman again, and why don't you come here with us? And because she has a lot of strength, and she helps me. She gives me a helping hand in carrying the board, and so she's very nice. And so. And later, I found out that they just want to take a photo with my paddling board. Alright, now behind me, Coach Haidong is about to get on the paddling board. Well, this is very common, and you just need to fall in the water many times before you get familiar with the water. And Haidong is very experienced, and he also has a lot of knowledge with the water here. And so when you are not familiar with any water, do not try your luck. So he was not falling in the water. He was just, feeling the water, the temperature and the depth. So he's very experienced. So when you are a primary school student, your teacher won't give you examinations from the middle school. And the same goes to SUP. And when you are a starter, you have to wear a life coat. So the very first step is to put on the life coats. You have to overcome your fear with water, and you don't tell others what you want to overcome. You have to first, feel the water, and you feel that you're just a friend, you're just part of the water, and this way you don't get feared of water. So we were saying that the SUP could be an extreme sport, but at what scenario can it go extreme? And this is also a sport with some safety standard. Yes, the SUP is already a very mature sport, and we have a lot of practitioners who have explored different means and different approaches of playing the SUP. They have explored how to play the SUP in different environments. So you are an expert, so why don't you give us some introduction? So we have a dual SUP, which is two persons standing or sitting on the paddling board. So they are crossing the river to the other side. Well, that's very difficult. That's a very difficult movement because he's using the back. Well, this is a very good point because I'm not just from Chishui. I'm also a coach of SUP, and so SUP is a very good sport to train the strength of your back. So because when you are paddling, you're using a lot of the muscle from your back, and when you pull and when you paddle, you're using a lot of the strength from your back. And because we spend a lot of time sitting in the office in front of a computer screen, and you're not practicing the muscle in your back, and that is why it's very relaxed. So you can do some massage, you can stretch your back, but still you can do SUP to train the strength of the back. So where do you think that we could use our back? Well, let me give you one example. Let's see, when we are working on our computer, we're using the front part of our body, and you're using your arms. When you're playing mahjong, you're using your hand. So when you're playing mahjong on computer, you're using your hand and arm. But what about back? Well, seldom do we encounter a sport that trains or practices the strength of our back. How about pulling a suitcase? Well, that's one of the ways to train the strength of your back. So a lot of the times when we go to a gym, we're just training the front part of our body, and SUP is quite different. It trains the strength of your back. So Haidong told us that this is a very good sport to build your body and to maintain physically fit. So Xiaofei, why don't you share with us your personal story with this SUP? Well, this is a story of positive energy, and when I was little, I was diagnosed with heart disease, and the doctors, they told me not to take sports because I carry some sort of heart disease when I was born, and then I just get involved in sports, and I feel that I'm very healthy, and I have improved physically, and I think that for a very long period of time, I'm sacrificing my health for a living, earning a living. But later I had the epiphany. I learned, life has to be different. You have to enjoy life. You cannot just sacrifice your health for money. But when you have enough money, because when you have enough money, it's never enough for you to take back the health that you have sacrificed. So the doctors, they were not suggesting that I need to, practice this sport, and so I could never play basketball, I could never play the other balls, and I have been playing SUP for quite a number of years, and now I feel better and better. So this is very useful, a recommendation for a wide range of people, and so no matter what physical conditions you have, and you could always pick up some sports. I think a lot of us having some sort of health problems, and we're not practicing the strength of our back, and we're lacking sports. We have to engage in sports to change our health status. Now I play basketball. I think this is a team sport. What I like the most about sport is that sport can energize a person, and it can also generate a lot of adrenaline of your body, so that you don't feel exhausted. Alright, we are joined with more viewers right now, and so let me tell you again that we are now on a live program in Chishui water, and we are joined by a bunch of SUP players, and those people, they moved from cities to countryside to the nature. They're not just playing the stand-up paddling, they're finding the balance. They're finding this mental and spiritual balance through these sports. So Haidong, tell us what happened down there. So what is your feeling on the water? So my daughter knew that I was in Chishui, and she asked me, did you do some diving? And so that is why I just gave her some demo, and I just jumped into the water from that platform, and I just want to use this move to get even closer to nature, and I have tested the water, and there is no thorny rocks in the water, and I have learned the environment down in the water. So this is a very good practice for you to get close to the nature. So this is just a perfect way of kissing the nature. So that is why I plan to do that again. We have a couple of friends who are standing there and ready to dive into the water, because it's not a very high platform and it's also super safe. Alright, why don't we move there? Alright, so Haidong is just enjoying himself here. Well, let's see if we have any comments from our viewers. Well, I thought that SUP is just a equipment that can hold you on water. But now I found that it's actually quite special, and you can see that when you make a turn on the water, it's super fast. So it's just part of your body when you play this sport. Alright, a lot of the viewers are seeing that we have very bad signal, and the forest coverage rate here is 97.6%, and you can tell why we're having so bad signal. And if you don't get stuck with the signal, maybe you can give us a like or thumb up on the screen. So Haidong is gonna do a dive for his daughter. But do you see the red-colored ripple on the water? Yes. So I do feel very happy joining all of you here, and it's not Haidong jumping into the water, and it's Haidong and his friends and jumping for his daughter, and there's a lot of joy in that movement, and maybe he feels scared himself, and so that's why he brought a lot of his friends. So for whatever sport that you do, you cannot just do without full consideration. You have to guarantee safety first and foremost, and you have to challenge whatever there is on a premise of safety, and this is very important. So no matter what you try, if you try something that is not unfitting, you have to guarantee safety. But Haidong said something very wrong, and he said that he wants to do a dive for his daughter, and because he's always reminded by his daughter in terms of safety, and so this is the feeling of family. So truly, this is a great chance of getting close to nature, and so Haidong, let's move up.
刚刚大家有注意到它红泥面膜，对，它不是黑泥，不是白泥，是我们家乡赤水特有。
As you may have seen, that Haidong is rubbing the red-colored mud from the river on his face, and he believes that this is very good for his skin.
唱起来，我们现在是那个开麦了吗？对，现在变演艺直播了吗？直播变演艺直播，不是因为我们太开心了，对吧？
So we are truly enjoying ourselves, and this is such a beautiful setting, and it's so picturesque and so beautiful an environment, and so I truly want to join with all of you all the time, and this is how people should enjoy their life, and so tomorrow when they bring all the trainees here, and it's gonna be a lot more exhilarating, and so I sincerely hope that all the viewers can stay tuned with us and to follow us. And tomorrow we're gonna have a contestant on Chishui water, and tomorrow we have single bamboo drifting on the Chishui water, and it's gonna be even more wonderful, and it's one piece of non-tangible cultural heritage. So we are now getting close to the waterfall. You can already feel the water splashing on your face.
太浮夸了，这个有100层楼那么高吧？
I think this is as high as a
哇，我真的，我
skyscraper, and I have never been so close to a waterfall.
这么巨大的一个瀑布，哇，有一股浪在推我，快！
And you can feel the wave, and you can feel the wave pushing you back.
真的是巨浪，这样扑过来。哦，
So it's like a shock wave. It's like a big gust of wind bringing all the water particles to your face, and you can feel this very fresh feeling right on your face.
嘿，
这种感受啊，就是通过镜头里面看这个瀑布，也许你
So from the camera, you don't feel this is so magnificent, but when you are here by yourself, you truly can feel how amazing this is, and you have to resist the shock waves from the waterfall, and so that is why we named today's
在这里，
program Defy the Waves.
对我好喜欢他的脸，不忍直视。
是的，对，来，
我们今天
一打眼宽，不推年的。
对红泥面膜，
好像我们几个来这儿就，小峰，我们几个来这儿。 行，来，下手，往一个，
好，我们准备开始啊！我们有一个舞步哈，就是四个合掌的舞步是。一起啊！你看我拿这个吧，我拿这个吧。拿个奖，
大方好可爱。
拿一个奖给他。来。
Well, let's give each one of us a paddle.
加油，乘风破浪。
So let's shout our slogan again.
准备啊！
Get ready. Defy the waves and be unstoppable.
OK， 你也要去。先掌握在一个安全。对啊，刚才我们平时玩的这个桨板，你看，这就是教练带队嘛。
So each time you play in such a pond, you have to keep a safety distance, and so usually we were accompanied by a coach, but when you do play on such water, you have to first and foremost be very careful with the paddling board that you choose, and you can see that this board is different, and this one is very wide, so it's very stable on the water. And for those who do not have a lot of experience or skills with SUP, you could play on such a paddle. And so, do you guess how large the largest paddling board is? So it can support 4 sets of teams playing mahjong games. So welcome to our program again, and this is a live program at Chishui Water. I'm joined with my friend from CGTN, and this is a live program about the stand-up paddling board with many coaches and players in Chishui Water. They are right now playing right at the foot of the waterfall on Chishui River, and this is such an exciting moment. Amazing.
这个调整一下，好，这个调整一下，这肯定是声音小的，这个。好的。哎，我要给你分享一下这个大自然。好，怎么样？太棒了。
So let me share with you my feeling, and this is such a great feeling, and this is such a big waterfall, and you can see and you can feel this very strong water wave, and you could not even open your eyes. And I can see my friend just fell over the paddling board, and it doesn't matter. He's very experienced, and the water is also very safe there, and all of them can swim, and safety comes first always, and so there is no worry in this aspect. And so I'm standing here and with the distance with the water, and I could feel that I'm wet all over. And so why we use SUP to get close to the nature, because this is the way that you can reduce your pressure. You can get truly close to nature, and you can truly appreciate the beauty of the Chishui River, which has the history of more than 4,000 years. And so you can feel the fog of the water on your face. And so I'm streaming this live, and I'm using a cell phone, but my friends, they're using professional cameras. How do you like it? This is why we named our program Defy the Waves. And there is a lot of water drops on our camera, and what I can feel here is one gust of wind after another, and it's just water fog, and it's like a shock wave containing a lot of water, and it's blowing directly into your face. And standing here, I suddenly understand why we have to step into nature, and this is so fresh air, and this is so fresh, the mud and the floor, the earth on at our foot. So we're going to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival, and I sincerely hope that we can all come here to enjoy this very beautiful festival. And so on the Dragon Boat Festival, we have a couple of events here, both in the morning and in the afternoon. We have a lot of experiences here. We have the single piece bamboo dancing and drifting on the water, and I sincerely hope that a lot of the tourists can take the festival opportunity to come here to enjoy nature. So Xiaowei is a very senior player, and she's very brave, and now she's paddling towards the waterfall. See, she's paddling back very fast, and you can feel how hard it is to pad towards the waterfall. So how do you like it, Xiaowei? If you don't fall into the water, you're not enjoying the fullest of this sport. I'm not in the water, but I'm soaked with water already. And I could feel that my hair is wet. I'm wet all over, and you can take a look at our cameraman, and he has been very persistent and holding the camera very steadily, and in front of the camera there is a very thick layer of fog, and I sincerely hope that you can all come to Chishui, and this is a wonderful place to be. And I've been here a couple of times, but I was on a business trip. I didn't truly get into the scenic spots, and but I just learned that there are 6 different scenic spots here. If you truly want to enjoy the full of this place, you have to spend maybe at least 3 days. And we are now at the Sizhongou, and there is also Yanzi Cave, Yanzi Cliff, and Huguan Cliff, and Suoluo. For Suoluo, I can tell you more about later. And there is also a 30-meter tall waterfall, and there's also bamboo sea, and maybe in a couple of days we're going to bring a couple of SUP players to have a contest there. And so those are the 6 scenic spots here, and all of which are worth visiting. So I'm wet all over, and I know it's gonna be more exhilarating if I join with my friends in the paddling board, and so I sincerely suggest that so next time you come here, put on the clothes that can dry very fast. So do you like it? Of course, I love it. So you have been to a lot of places, and where do you rate